And, of course, the media reported this morning that the former SEC chief or CEO, Director General by official title, Munir Guazo, has been charged by the ICPC, that's the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, for receiving 104.8 million as severance package when he became the Director General of the SEC. After his nomination by the president and confirmed by the Senate when he changed from being an executive commissioner to the DG in June of 2015. Also charged, Guazo is also charged for receiving 10.9 million naira in excess of car grant payable to him. Those two charges, of course, Munir Guazo has since denied all charges relating to that severance package in writing, and he denied those vehemently. If you remembered the much televised public hearing held by the National Assembly a couple of months ago. Guazo was moved out of office by the Ministry of Finance in the first week of November last year and was replaced by Abdul Zubair, who was also removed and sent into another department. And now we have third Director General of the SEC within 5 months. And let's take that all the way, therefore, to the market street. And this is where we come in here for the market. Let's start with the stock market. Yesterday was the first trading day of the week, and the market went down 0.11%, despite some decent gains by bellwethers such as Dangote Cement adding 1.02 to the share price. That's the closing numbers, 41,172. We lost 45,000 too long ago. We lost 44, we lost 43. Then we stuck around 42 for a little while. Now we've lost that as well to 41,172. After January rally and a little bit into February, the market's been in topsy-turvy position. The volatility has been more to the downside. 14.914 trillion naira on the total equity cap. These are the primary data for yesterday's trading, and you can see how the numbers came through in volume terms. 221.39, that's about 21.94% off track from where we finished off on Friday last week. And then you have the Naira value, about $7 million US. That's what the exchange rate looks like if you use some numbers, 2.56 billion local currency. That Naira volume was also down by about 40%, 39.2% in terms of if you put that over the previous session. So market was a little bit sluggish on Monday to get the week started. And you can find a further explanation to what happened yesterday by what you're seeing right now on your TV screen. The banking sector was down about 0.31%. FBNH lost 2.85%. That looks like a profit taking. Unity Bank was down 5%. Jais Bank lost 4%. Wema Bank lost 3.4%. GT Bank, we had $2.6 million. That's the market leader. In terms of Naira or dollar value of shares transacted, out of $7 million shares traded in GT Bank was $2.6 million US. Nigerian breweries, if we move to consumer goods, which is the next, off track by 0.75%. Nigerian breweries, $1.3 million US in terms of volume transaction. That stock, that bellwether brewer, 0.8% in the negative territory. Then you find industrial goods where Dangote Cement chipped in its weight by 1.02%, helping that sector. Insurance was 0.09% in the green territory. And you find the oil and gas. And that's a very interesting story, 0.15%. Let's get a bit of a more story around the oil and gas. And that takes us to the next page where you find those listed oil and gas stocks. These are all largely unchanged. 40 Oil, the news still around whether the company is selling off its interest in the energy space is still out there. Then you have Double One PLC, or Mobile, I beg your pardon, and then the MRS. Then you have Steplat, unchanged, 750, total 222.2. Owando was a positive 4.79% to 8.75. 2.600 million shares traded. But Eternal Oil is where the story is very interesting. This is one small cap oil retailer with just a few gas stations across the country. And that stock was up almost 10%. Since the year started, Eternal Oil has gained 41%. in case you're not aware. The market is still doing less than, doing around 6%. Eternal oil has done about 41% on the year so far. Look at the rest of that. Japan is still around, that less than 50 kobo per share. That's 46 kobo. Then you have Capital Oil trading 12,000 units, and the rest you can see hanging in there. Very quickly, let's go to the NESD just before we take a break. Bring it on. Here you go. Okay, that's 2.52%, a major haircut for the over-the-counter unlisted securities market. If you look at the index for the NESD, it's been flat for most of 2018. The only flip that we got there on that, if you track it online, was sometime in June of last year. That index has been based from around there. But we had a major trade on numbers on Monday. That's 100.413 million. That's quite significant on Monday. 55.679 million naira. Let's talk about the market and the economy and everything else in between later on the program. But for now, we'll talk about commodities. Let's take a quick break, then we'll be right back into